Welcome, welcome with peace and love and more love. Today is July 14th, 2023. Had my dad been alive in this earth and this world, today would have been his birthday. So it's a special day for me of honoring, remembering, and just being in appreciation of my dad's life. Also, it's interesting to note that during the course of the week, I take notes. I take notes in my car, a little notepad in there. I have a designated notepad here at my house. In fact, I have show and tell. This is a cover that was given to me by a friend close to 40 years ago. And I still use it to this day. I put paper in there, and that's the paper I use to refer to when I'm talking to you. Take notes. But I couldn't find my notes. Yesterday, when I wanted to do the recording, I couldn't find my notes. So usually when that happens, it's the way that spirit lets me know that I'm trying to control the narrative, and indeed I'm not in control of the narrative. So I'll just be open to whatever flows. One of the things that occurred in the past couple of days is I had two conversations with two different people. And in the course of those conversations, we ended up discussing the book, The Little Prince. And hopefully you all know who The Little Prince is, what The Little Prince is, that little book. And it was integrated into the conversation as ways of looking at questions and things that were unfolded in each person's life, as well as the realization that the messages in many of the messages, maybe the overall message of The Little Prince, is very mystical. It's very much in line with mystical teachings and A Course in Miracles. So one of the friends was questioning why things don't work out when everything leads up to them working out. Things that aligned up perfectly, miracles even that occurred. And then even as all those things unfold, that the end doesn't turn out the way we hope or the way we thought it was going to be. And I referred to the Little Prince who reminded us that he's talking to the fox, his friend the fox, and he's talking about his time with the rose, and remembering that the quality of the time that was spent with the rose is what is the most meaningful. And not necessarily whether or not you can take the rose with you, or if the thorns cut you, or if things didn't blossom the way you had hoped. What matters is that nothing can take away from the joy you experienced in that moment. And that moment has now turned into something else. You're now in a new moment of contemplation, of realization, and of trusting the process of whatever is unfolding and whatever will come next, whatever will be. So it just so happened that in addition to those conversations, yesterday's lesson in A Course in Miracles, which was yesterday being the day I was going to try to record, but couldn't find my notes. I place my future in the hands of God. And when we think about what are the hands of God, it's really the realization of the unfolding of the universe in a way that is divinely ordered, in a way that is scripted for you, for your individualized curriculum. And as it unfolds, you step into that experience as it is now, not what it was, not what you had hoped it would be. No matter how much dream, fantasy, illusion, whatever it was that seemed that it was perfect in that moment, just like the rose is perfect in that moment. Have you ever had a rose? Did you ever have a rose that was delivered to you and it's so beautiful, it's so perfect, and then it starts to blossom and it seems, how could it even be more beautiful? It's even more beautiful now. And it just gets to this sort of this pinnacle of perfection. And then one day you look at it and the leaves are falling off. It's gotten to where it is now transforming. So much of our life is about transformation and then being with the transformation as it occurs, as it moves through. And it's about trust. It's about how much can I trust the future in the hands of God, in the hands of the universe, in the hands of my higher holy self that will maintain a spirit of peaceful contemplation and trust in the process. So show and tell. Back on, I don't know if it was November 1st or if it was New Year's Eve, a friend of mine and I went to up to a church that was hosting a white stone ceremony. Some of you might be familiar with this. So we went to the ceremony and we were talking about the experiences we've had in the past with the white stone ceremony. And I said, well, my word's going to be peace. She said, how do you know? You're supposed to go into meditation and get your word. That's the idea. You go into meditation, you get your word, and then you use that word onto the stone, which is a blank slate, and you use that word to set the tone for the rest of your year. And I said, oh no, it's going to be peace, because that's always my word. It's like my foundation. And even when people ask me what's on your bucket list, I say, oh, just peace. I just want peace, peace behind me, peace before me, peace all around me, and to move in the flow of what is, whatever happens, in a peaceful way. So whatever happens, I hope I go into it peacefully. That's my thing. So it's going to be peace. And she says, well, maybe you should just be open to the possibility of another word. So I said, okay, I'll be open. So we go to the service and they had a beautiful music, beautiful meditation. And my word wasn't peace, it was light. Light, L-I-G-H-T. So I kind of whispered to her, said, oh, got a new word. It's not peace, it's light. Which is okay, because I can still carry the concept of peace no matter where I go, but now I have this other word to consider, light. So I write the word light, but instead of writing it across, like most people do, I wrote it down this way, because it occurred to me that it was an acronym: light, love, inspire, go higher, trust. L-I-G-H-T, love, inspire, go higher, trust. So trust is the foundation of everything else, whatever's going on, however it's going on. And so I wrote light and the words love, inspire, go higher, trust on here. And yesterday, as I was reading the lesson for the day that said we place our future in the hands of God, I realized that it is a reminder to this commitment I made to trusting the process of everything that goes on, how it goes on. And it reminded me also of my friend, a dear friend, Father Joe, who's a Franciscan friar. He often ends his talks, his messages by saying, where is your faith? And even though as a Franciscan friar, he's representing Catholicism, he's not asking about faith in Catholicism. He's not asking about faith in anything religious-wise. He's asking you to contemplate and to consider what it is that you're putting your faith in. What are you focusing on? What do you believe to be true for you? What is it that you think has to happen for you? And if you can have faith in the process by trusting the process, then we don't try to control the narrative. We don't try to determine how the plan should unfold. We allow in a place of trust and faith, in a place of peace, while we bring in the light to love, inspire, go higher, and trust, to be in trust. The other thing about the Little Prince is as he was having his conversations with the wise fox, he said, it is not with the eyes that one can truly see. It is only with the heart that one can see what is most essential. That may not be a direct quote, but the idea is very much in line with A Course in Miracles, that says that our physical eyes often deceive us. Why? Because our physical eyes are tied into our expectations and our judgments and our projections. So it is only with the heart that one can truly see what is essential is invisible to the eye. Maybe that's a more accurate quote. What is essential is the depth of our connection to spirit. And through that connection, we see it played out in our lives, in our connections to one another. Through our love, through our kindness, through our compassion, through our understanding, through our trust. Through our trust in that no matter what it is, whether it's worked out or not as we have planned, that there is a higher, greater, more divine purpose. In Spanish, we say alabanza, alabanza, praise. I raise this in praise. I raise this in trust. Whatever it is, we put it on the altar. We put it into our hearts for the transformation, for the alchemy of love. We bring our hands out to receive and to know that we can trust the process, just like the little prince. So the only thing I did, well, we can plan on peace. That's the one thing we can plan on. If we really do trust, we can plan on peace. Because most of the times when we're planning and the plans don't work out, we get all upset, we get all twisted up inside. So let's just plan on peace. But I did plan on one thing, which was to read. I just opened up for inspiration, and I found this quote that I wanted to share with you. It's from lesson 189. I feel the love of God within me now. And this is from paragraph 7. Simply do this. Be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is, all concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold of yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false or good or bad, of every thought that judges and all ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before anything. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with holy, empty hands onto your God. Holy, 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 holy way. That's the way we're going to walk in trust. The holy, holy way, in trust and peace and in the light. You are the light. You are the light of the world. God bless you. See you next week. Happy Holy Day.